Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Roll call.
Commissioner Clausen.
Here.
Commissioner Cox. Commissioner Graven. Here. Commissioner Phipps.
Here.
Mayor Hall.
Here. Presentations, petitions, and communications. This portion of City Council meeting is reserved for persons who desire to address the council. The Illinois Open Meetings Act mandates that a city council may not take action on comments received on matters that have not been identified on this agenda. But the council may direct staff to address the topic or refer the matter for action on the agenda for another meeting. Persons addressing the council are requested to limit their presentation to 3 minutes and to avoid repetitious comments. We would also ask you state your name and address for the record, as well as stand when speaking. Would anybody like to address the council at this time? Hearing none. Public hearing starts with Alex, right?
You're opening the public hearing.
Yeah, we are opening the public hearing,
Okay,
but we don't need it.
that's all you gotta do.
So yeah, we're just gonna kind of present this in the same format as we do the other, mandated
Mr. Cox is here.
hearings through DCO. So we're just gonna do a super brief overview of the whole project. So we are required to address the amount of funds available. So DCEO has allocated an estimated $19,500,000 in CDBG funds to the public infrastructure component of the CDBG grants. The grant ceiling is $1.5 million per project, including allowable activity delivery cost up to $35,000 for all projects has been established. The objective of this program component is to fund public infrastructure projects with priority given to, let's see here. With priority given to projects involving water and sanitary sewer systems or storm sewer upgrades or combined sewer separations. We're also required to talk about the project activities that will be undertaken with CDBG funding, which includes the amount of the project. So the city of Mattoon is applying to the state of Illinois for a community development block grant CDBG in the amount of $925,000. And so of said cost. The CDBG funds will be utilized to establish a 60-inch storm sewer spanning 3,130 feet to address flooding and draining issues for residents. We'll also talk about project activities that will be undertaken with additional project funding. So the city will expend approximately $375,000 in additional project funding in non-CDBG funds to complete the establishment of the 60-inch storm sewer spanning 3,130 feet to establish a cast-in-place concrete head wall of 18.25 cubic yards, stone riprap, which is Class A4 for 300 square feet, cleanup, final grading, and seeding of 0.45 acres, and fencing and restorations of the area. We're also required to talk about the estimated amount proposed for activities that would benefit low to moderate income individuals. That is estimated to be $475,727.50 of program funding will be utilized to benefit low to moderate income residents. We're also supposed to talk about plans for minimizing displacement as a result of these CDBG grant assisted activities to assist persons actually displaced if applicable. That is not applicable to this project. No persons will be displaced. We're also required to talk about a detailed prioritized list of community development and housing needs for the community. So in 2022, the city of Mattoon, in collaboration with Mattoon in Motion, a local 501c3 organization dedicated to community development and economic development within the region, conducted a 5-year strategic visioning process through the Illinois Institute for Rural Affairs Mapping Program, which stands for Management and Planning Practices Involving Non-Metropolitan Groups. And we went through that process to identify community development and housing needs and priorities within the community. Over 100 residents attended this series of 3 separate community visioning processes. The top initiatives identified by residents and community stakeholders were as follows: housing strategies and needs to attract and develop in-demand housing, working with the city on demolition programs for housing beyond rehabilitation, to encourage responsible local rental ownership, to develop housing rehabilitation and reclamation programs, and to collaborate with the city to hire a housing coordinator. The second area of focus was local economy and workforce, top strategies and needs, which are to recruit workforce to support businesses, redevelop empty lots and storefronts, to develop and expand incentive programs to attract businesses and entrepreneurs. 4, to encourage diversity and promote opportunities that are focused on BIPOC-owned enterprises. 5, to continue to expand broadband access through the area through the Mattoon Broadband Coalition. Focus area 3 for community development is retail and dining top strategies and needs. 1, to attract and develop in-demand retail and dining. 2, to collaborate with the Arts and Culture Action Team to create a vibrant and safe nightlife and music scene. 3, to create incentives and funding opportunities for new businesses and restaurants. 4, to improve the appearance and ambiance of retail areas to appeal to shoppers. 5, survey the community to identify needs and wants of retail and dining. Then the 4th focus area is youth top strategies and needs. 1, to develop services for at-risk and struggling youth. 2, to develop or improve and expand youth-focused activities, clubs, events, and entertainment. 3, to actively engage youth in the Mattoon community. 4, to expand childcare and preschool options. 5, to catalog available resources for youth programming and services. The fourth area of focus is sports and recreation. And so the top strategies and needs for that are to develop new sports and recreation facilities. 2, to improve existing parks and facilities. 3, to complete and expand a network of walking and biking trails throughout the community. 4, creating recreation and sporting events and tournaments, leagues, and festivals. And 5, to improve facilities and access to Lake Mattoon. And then the final community development focus area identified by the community is the entertainment and tourism top strategies and needs, which are 1, to create new arts, music, cultural activities and events. 2, develop arts and culture for kids. 3, to market promote the arts and culture attractions, events, and activities in the community. 4, to develop opportunities for local regional artists to show and sell their work. And 5, to develop new cultural or arts facilities and attractions. And then the final section here, before we get into any comments from the council or public comments, is just a general overview of the project again. So they want a detailed narrative description of what's going on. So our project overview, again, is the project involves the construction of a 3,130-foot, 60-inch storm sewer extending from the Little Wabash River to Illinois 16 Marshall Avenue. This is part of Phase 1 piping for the Little Wabash Drainage Project in Mattoon, aimed at replacing the outdated and insufficient 30-inch clay tile drainage system installed in the early 1900s. Proposed improvements include the construction of a 60-inch storm sewer to replace the existing 30-inch clay tile. New system will significantly increase the drainage capacity, offering a 400% increase or 95 CFS over the existing system. The cost estimated for Phase 1 is $1.3 million. The City of Mattoon seeks $925,000 in grant funding, contributing $375,000 from its capital projects fund. The benefit area will serve a 325-acre area, which includes approximately 200 residences, 3 factories, and 3 farm fields. Specific areas like West Park Plaza and properties like 3709 Marshall would directly benefit from reduced flooding and improved stormwater management. There's a section about impact on community finances. So the project is financially supported through a combination of grant funding and city reserves, indicating a balanced approach to funding without overburdening the community. Long-term financial benefits include reduced costs in emergency services and infrastructure repairs due to flooding. Project readiness, plans and specifications are 100% complete. Necessary permits and easements are in progress or secured. With this includes an IDOT permit and easements from Duggan Navy Overmeyer and First Mid Bank and Trust. No IPA permits are required, and no significant delays are anticipated post-grant approval. Community impact. The project addresses critical public health and safety concerns related to flooding, as evidenced by testimonials from residents and the Housing Authority of Coles County. It will alleviate standing water issues, reducing risks associated with flooding, such as property damage and public health hazards. And the project history, the existing drainage system dates back to the early 1900s with initial improvement plans drafted in 1959, but not implemented due to cost constraints. The current initiative began in 2015, following drainage improvements along Kickapoo Creek, highlighting the city's ongoing commitment to addressing stormwater management issues. And finally, in conclusion, this project represents a significant reinvestment in the infrastructure at Mattoon, addressing long-standing issues of inadequate stormwater management. The comprehensive approach, combining immediate improvements with long-term planning, demonstrates a commitment to enhancing community safety, health, and overall quality of life. The project's readiness, backed by complete plans, necessary permits, and secured funding, positions it for timely execution upon grant approval. That was a lot.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah.
Questions anybody has? Any comments anybody wants to make up here?
I think the city match of 375,000, that's in the ARPA funds, and we've approved that already, and it's still in play.
Yes.
Okay. Thought so.
Okay, any questions? Anybody here in attendance? Comments?
If you have not signed these,
The sign-up sheet, we did have a sign-up sheet right there, I think. Let's see, so actually,
You can close if there's no other comments, you can close the public hearing and,
we got to have a motion to do that, don't we?
no, you just close the public hearing if he's finished.
Okay, so if we have no other comments, then I'll close the public meeting at this point.
Public hearing,
Public hearing, excuse me.
okay? And then now if you want to adjourn.
Okay, the meeting's adjourned then.
Well.
We gotta have a motion.
Need a motion.
For
Oh,
that.
we need a motion to adjourn, okay. Who wants to do that?
Am I on record here, I guess?
Yeah.
Well,
No.
Yeah, well, you are. You're here, you're present.
okay. First of all, my apologies for being late. I make a motion to adjourn the public hearing.
Second to that,
A second.
Commissioner Clausen, second. Commissioner Cox makes a motion and roll call.
Mr. Clausen.
Yes.
Mr. Cox.
Yes.
Mr. Graven. Yes. Mr. Phipps.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Good, thanks.
right.
Meeting adjourned. Next meeting starts at 6:30 promptly. Hello.